Hey, my loves. I want to talk about boundaries in business, boundaries in your life, boundaries while healing. Listen, when we are on a journey of recreating a new identity, knowing that we deserve a better life, knowing that we deserve better relationships, knowing that we deserve everything better, just an upgrade in life, it's gonna take us to have boundaries. And stop ignoring red flags. Stop ignoring when somebody show you who they are. Literally set boundaries. Now, in life, some of us feel like we can control what happens around us, right? Because we are strong-minded or we've been through so much. Oh, we got this. But let me tell you something about the enemy. The enemy knows your heart desires, especially if you are verbal. If you are always verbal about the things you want, if you show through your actions how vulnerable you are, right? How desperate you are for certain things, the enemy will use strategies and put those strategies in place to destroy your next, to destroy you in the most slightest way from getting what you deserve. So this is why it's very important to have boundaries in life. Yes, I understand that we want a love life. I understand that we want a successful business. I understand that we want to serve everybody. I understand that we want what we want. But a part of getting what you want, you have to be able to define what happiness is for you, define what peace is for you. And not just accepting anything, but actually saying, this is what happiness looks like for me. This is what peace looks like for me. When you can vividly and wholeheartedly have ownership of your own definitions, listen, you are walking in your abundance, claiming your power, taking your power back from things that no longer serve you. And a part of taking your power back, you need boundaries. For example, in my life growing up, I took care of everything and everybody, including myself. And I thought if I said no, that I wasn't being loyal. I wasn't being true to the people I was taking care of. I wasn't being true to myself, right? That was the enemy way of making me believe I had to accept anything. But when I said, wait, in order for me to actually have self-respect, for people to respect me as well, and not walk over me because they know I have a heart full of gold, I need to say no. In order for me to actually claim my power, right, and allow God to bless me, I need to be a blessing to myself. Yes, he wants us to serve and be a blessing to other people, but with boundaries. There needs to be something in place where you protect your peace. And not thinking that you have to be everything to everybody. That is the most exhausting thing to do, even in business. This is why it's so important to have a target audience, because you can't serve everybody. And when you learn the value of who you are, the value of what that business that God has given you offer, everybody can't go. Everybody not allowed. Even when you want to do business with family, there needs to be contracts in place. There needs to be boundaries set. Because what you are working towards, nobody should have the accessibility to destroy. Nobody should have the accessibility to make you feel bad when you are walking in your abundance. And when you start saying no, when you were the person that was giving, pouring from an empty cup, people can tend to make you feel bad. Oh, who you think you are? Oh, what do you mean you can't do it this time? Or what do you mean we got to sign a contract? Absolutely. This is me walking in power. So a part of healing is also knowing you deserve to be respected. Also knowing your worth. Also setting the tone and the standard for the situations you are in, for the new relationships that you enter. You have to set the standard, my love. Because if there's no standard, there's no direction. If there's no direction, then you're leading yourself to a dead end. And who's going to a dead end when God wants you to come to the promised land where all your blessings are waiting on you? So if we don't have boundaries, we can also block blessings. For example, it's this one guy that I've known for about 10 years, since I was, 12 years now, since I was 18. And I know that every day I'm changing. I know every 30 days I'm changing. One thing about me is that when people have their expiration dates in my life, because everything has an expiration date, right? If God doesn't want it to prolong. And then they have their expiration date and they find me somewhere on social media, like maybe doing this video. Hopefully he don't hear this. If he do, oh well. Or they hear about me through somebody else, whatever the case may be. I'm always 10 times better than they left me, or even than they found me. So when they find me again, I'm a new person, like an entirely different woman. And so his approach to me is always thinking that he has easy access to me. So because I know my worth, because I'm doing the work on myself, because I've healed myself, because I'm still healing myself, because I'm building something bigger than me, I have boundaries. And so when I tell him, like, no, you can't come to my house. No, I don't want to be out this late. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. Guess what? He thinks I'm being different. He just doesn't understand this new woman that I am. I work so hard to be this woman. You are working hard, my love, to be a new woman. In business, in life, in your next level that God wants to call you to, you have to stand on something or fall for anything. Stand for something or fall for anything. And I was standing on my beliefs and my boundaries, my self-respect that I have for myself. And he made me feel like that I was just so wrong or acting so different. And it's not about acting different. It's about that we deserve better. We deserve more. So ways to set boundaries in your personal life and in your business life is, number one, knowing your purpose. When you know your purpose, you know who you're called to serve. God will literally tell you, this is a part of your business plan. I want you to serve that audience. So you know how to speak to them. You know what they look like. And in life, God will give you assignments. He will tell you that guy that you wanted to date or that guy that you went on a date on, that's not it. That's not it, sis. He's not a purposeful partner in your life. So you have to say no to certain people that God do not want you to serve. But in order for you to actually understand who God wants you to serve, you have to hear from God. You have to discover who God is in your life. Because he'll give you the answer. He'll give you the blueprint to that business, to the relationship. He'll give it to you. Number two, knowing your worth. Who cares what type of relationships you were in years ago, even 30 days ago? But who are you? Who do you stand for? What is your worth? What does that look like for you? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want partnerships to look like? Knowing your worth will not put you in spaces that you do not belong, that you shouldn't be in, that no longer serves who you were 30 days ago, who you were a year ago, or who you are becoming. Knowing your worth is so key when you're healing, because trust me, as I said before, the enemy will get very strategic and he will wrap your gift, he will wrap your pain up in a gift. Let me say it again. The enemy will wrap pain up in a gift. And it will look so good, this new job, this new business, this new partnership, this new guy, right? It'll look so good. If you don't know your worth, it'll destroy you. It'll sabotage the plans that God has for you. So you have to know your worth. Because when things are presented to you, you know when it's time to say no. It goes against your morals. It goes against your ethics. It goes against your values. So, number 3, when it comes to setting boundaries, choose your battles. Choosing your battles, it can get tough. It can get tough because when we have boundaries, we have to wait on God. In our healing journey, in our life, in our business, we have to wait on God to actually give us the green light that now you're ready for this thing or this place or this situation. But choose your battles wisely. Meaning, when you know that this potential guy or relationship isn't aligned with God's plans for you, which goes back to your worth, which goes back to having those values. When you know that this new friendship, not even just a male, but a female too, this new friendship reminds you of your old self. It takes you away from those values. Yes, having boundaries may not be the most woo-woo exciting thing. We're saying no to a lot of things. But if you know this battle isn't yours, give it to God. You know how they say, this battle is not mine, it's yours, God. We have to walk in that and know that this battle can take you from A to Z real quick. It'll put you in a situation where the blessings that God wants to give you is prolonged. It's taking longer now. That's another way that the enemy will try to trick you in believing that you're not worthy, because now what you want is taking longer. Choose your battles wisely. If you know this new friendship or this new guy that you dated or this new job is going to get in the way of what God really wants to bless you with, like a new business, or if this business isn't serving you well because you have to portray yourself or do certain things that doesn't align with your self-worth and your values, choose your battles wisely. And be okay with that. And when you choose your battles wisely, guess what? God starts to work on your behalf. Because you said, I trust you. I trust you, God. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to turn this battle down to get to the promised land. Do you want to be in the battlefield or the promised land? That's the real question. So choose your battles wisely. Number 4, it's very important to communicate your boundaries. While you're healing, whatever don't serve you, communicate it. In business, if the contract don't sound right, communicate it. In your life, if having to do things for other people don't feel right, communicate it. This is a part of having a voice. This is a part of walking in your power, claiming your abundance. Communicate your boundaries, and you don't have to do it harshly. You don't have to do it aggressively. You can politely tell someone that, no, this is not for me. Because guess what it does? It strengthens you. It helps you to identify your voice. And it sets the tone for if they do come back correct, right? They know how to handle you. We show people how to handle us by what we do or don't communicate. And communication isn't always verbal. Sometimes it's our actions. Literally. Our actions is a form of communication. So not going to that party, not gossiping, Not posting certain things that you used to post. That's a form of communication. It doesn't always have to be verbal. But communicating your boundaries, I'm telling you, it gives you confidence and courage to do it in every instance. So communicate your boundaries. Even if you have to write down what no longer serves you and what boundaries you need to have, so you know what it looked like, and so you're prepared for the things that come against you. To now it's time to communicate. Write them down. Absolutely, write those things down and be ready, because you're gonna get approached with some conversation and with some things that you have to communicate your boundaries. But it's all for the better good. And don't stumble. Don't stumble when you have to communicate. Don't sugarcoat it either. Just say it how it needs to be said, so they can feel it, so they can receive it, so they can know that this is real. Oh, she or he is not playing. Well, she. She is not playing. Communicate your boundaries, my love. And number 5, out of everything I said, all of them meant the most. All of them. They're all important, most definitely. But in order to even start with number 1, the 5th way to set boundaries while you're healing in your life and in business is to get real with yourself. You have to really unlearn to learn better ways of handling and taking care of yourself. The things that you did, and I can't stress this enough, because when we are pruning ourselves and shedding and creating a new identity, we really have to compare and contrast who we were 30 days ago, who we were a year ago, who we were 2 years ago. We really have to look at that person. What were you doing? What were you saying to yourself? What were you wearing? What were your habits? What type of relationships? You have to get real with yourself, with what you used to be, who you used to be. And if it hurt, good. This will help you understand who you need to become. So, when they say you are your own competition, because we are our own competition. It takes too much energy. It takes too much strength. It's a distraction to compare ourselves with somebody else when we need to be figuring out what were we doing 5 years ago, or 5 months ago, or even 3 months ago, heck, 5 days. If you are new on your journey of healing and really setting boundaries, this is all new for you. So we really have to look at this image, dig deep into our imagination, and really think like, wow, I was really accepting that relationship. I was really accepting that type of behavior. I was really acting like this. I was really irrational. I was really mentally disturbed. I was really away. And be okay with knowing who you were. Because guess what? That's the secret to success. When you're healing, accepting who you were, being real with who you were, get real with yourself, so you can become this successful person, this new identity that deserves the life that God wants to give you. But if you are covering it up with makeup, getting dressed every day, covering it up, accepting certain things, and then coming home and saying, oh, that wasn't that bad. Oh, I'll change. Oh, I'll tell them one day. You're not being real with yourself. You're not setting boundaries. Listen, all this may not be as easy as I'm saying it, but I've been there before. Everything I'm sharing with you, I literally had to prune myself from. I literally had to do several reality checks. And when I found my voice, I found a good thing. When I found my voice, God started giving me blessings. Because he understood that I understood the assignment. So my love, do you understand the assignment over your life? Because once you do, you won't be in places. You won't but because once you do, you won't be in places. You won't allow certain people in your life. You won't say certain things. You won't accept certain things, even eat certain things in your life. Once you understand the assignment, the pressure is on, but it's good pressure. Pressure make diamonds. So I want you to get real with yourself. Get real with your healing. Get real with your life. God is the CEO of everything that he has given us. So if this has helped you understand how to set boundaries in business, everybody can be your business partner. How to set boundaries while you're healing. Every date you don't need to go on. Every conversation with that old friend you don't need to have. Is it conducive to your next? Is it conducive to your self-worth? Get real with yourself. So listen, let's interact with this video. Comment below. I want to know how this helped you. I want to know if I touched some spots in you where you were moved. Because as I was sharing this with you, I even thought about, wow, Deandria, you were really accepting certain things. You were really a different woman than you are today. But I am a proud woman to this day because I set boundaries. I got real with myself. I was communicating my boundaries. I found my voice. God pat me on the back and start blessing me. So your blessings is waiting on you. So again, comment below, like, subscribe, share this video if you know that somebody needs to set boundaries. If somebody needs to be real with themselves. All right, my love. So thank you. It's always a pleasure to give you gems, and I will see you soon.
I'm free. I'm human, but I'm comfortable with me. I'm capable, got everything that I need. I'm focusing.